Welcome to the lecture series of Basic Electrical Engineering. The subject code is ECE 101. I am Dr. Richa Sharma, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Punjab University, Patiala. In this lecture, I will tell you about the electrical energy sources. Here, in this slide, I will tell you how we give the signs to the voltage sources. A rise in voltage should be given a positive sign and a fall in voltage is given negative sign. When we go from the negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal, there is a rise in potential. Hence, this voltage should be given a positive sign. As shown in figure, if we take a voltage source is between A and B and we are having the negative and positive. When we have A to B means that negative to positive, this is called rise in voltage and we give a positive sign to this voltage. And if on the other hand, if we go from the negative terminal to the from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, then there is a fall in potential. Hence, this voltage should be preceded by the negative sign. Means as shown in this figure, we are having the positive and negative sign, and when we move from A to B means positive to negative, this is called the fall in voltage and the voltage is given by the negative sign. One thing which is important to note that the sign of the battery EMF is independent of the direction of the current through that branch. Means the signs of the battery, whether positive or negative, are independent from the direction of the current in that branch. Then how we take the signs of IR or potential or voltage drop. Take the case of a resistor. As shown in figure, we are having a resistor R between A and B and we want to find the voltage drop in this resistance. If we go through a resistor in the same direction as the current, then there is a fall in the potential because current flows from higher to lower potential. Hence, this voltage fall should be taken negative. Means if the current direction is same as the direction of the resistor, means as shown in this figure, the current is flowing in the same direction as A to B, this is called fall in voltage and we consider it negative. And if we go in a direction opposite to that of current, then there is a rise in voltage. Hence, this voltage rise should be given a positive sign. As shown in this figure, we are having the current direction opposite to that of this voltage between the terminal A and B. So this is called rise in voltage and here we are having the positive sign. It is clear that the sign of the voltage drop across a resistor depends on the direction of current through that resistor but independent of the polarity of any other source of EMF in the circuit under consideration. Means that the current direction voltage sign is dependent on the current direction. We are taking one example of a closed loop path. We are having a circuit A, B, C, D and A and it is taking the direction in clockwise and we are having the resistances R1, R2, R3 and R4 and I1, I2, I3 and I4 currents are flowing in each branch and we are having two voltage sources E1 and E2. Consider the closed path A, B, C, D, A as shown in this figure. As we travel around the mesh in a clockwise direction, different voltage drops will have to have the following signs. For example, if we are looking into the branch AB, the current I1 is flowing, the voltage drop across this I1 R1 is negative. This is fall in potential, means that the current is flowing in the same direction. And second, I2 R2 is negative. This is the fall in potential. This current is again flowing in the same direction. Then between the C and D, it is positive, as the current is flowing in the opposite direction. I3 current is flowing in the opposite direction, so that is rise in potential. And I4 R4, it is again negative. This is fall in potential. And then we are having voltage sources E2 and E1. E2 is negative, as it is from positive to negative, and E1 is positive, means rise in potential, because this is negative to positive. So if we are applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law in this loop, it will become minus I1 R1 minus I2 R2 plus I3 R3 minus I4 R4 minus E2 plus E1 is equals to 0. And it can be rewritten as I1 R1 plus I2 R2 minus I3 R3 plus I4 R4 is equals to E1 minus E2. So this is the example. This is the example where we explain how we consider the fall in potential or rise in potential, and where we consider the positive sign and where we consider the negative sign for the voltage drops. Source transformation. This is next topic. Source transformation means that we are having the two sources, voltage source and current source. We can convert one source into the another source, that is called source transformation. Means if we are having the voltage source, that can be converted into current source, and if we are having the current source, that can be converted into the voltage source. So we consider all these one by one. First of all, voltage source. Voltage source consists of an ideal voltage source in series with an internal resistance or impedance. For an ideal source, this impedance will be 0. The output voltage becomes independent of the load current. Cells, batteries and generators are the examples of voltage source. In voltage source, we are always having a series resistance, and the load current is independent of the voltage across terminal X and Y. The output voltage means this output voltage, the voltage across X and Y, is independent of the load current ILV. Then current source. There is an ideal current source in parallel with the internal resistance or impedance. For ideal current source, the parallel impedance is infinity. The semiconductor devices like transistors etc. are treated as current source, or an output produced by the direct or alternating voltage source is called direct and alternating current source respectively. In current source, we are having the resistance connected in parallel with the current source. Now, how we convert a voltage source into a current source? This is the diagram in which we are having the voltage source and a series resistance, and we want to convert this into a current source in which we are having a current source and a resistance. For this conversion, we convert this voltage into current, and in current we know that the resistance is in parallel. From here we find out the current value, and this current value is the value of current source, and the resistance value is same in the both circuits, but here in voltage source it is in series, but here in the current source, it is in parallel. So how we find the current source? Is is equals to Vs upon R. Here we know the value of voltage source and we know the value of resistance. From there we find the current, and this current becomes our current source, and this value of R is considered in parallel in the current source. Then the conversion of current source into voltage source means we are having the voltage source and we want to convert this current source into the voltage source. We know that in current source we are having the parallel resistance, but for converting this into the voltage source, we connect the voltage source in series with the resistance. So voltage is equals to I into I by R. I means the current source and R is the resistance, which here we are considering in parallel. From here we find out the voltage source, this we put here, and the resistance value R is considered same as here we considered in the current source circuit. So this is how we convert current source into voltage source. Then we are having two type of electrical sources. As in the previous slides I have told you that we are having the voltage source and the current source. So these are two main electrical sources, but these are further divided as independent source and the dependent. So independent means that they are not dependent on the circuit parameters, but dependent means they are dependent on the circuit parameters, or they vary with time. The diagram shows the voltage source. This is the DC voltage source, this is AC voltage source, and this is the current source. These are the electrical source diagrams. This is the flow chart how we classify the energy sources. Energy source is classified direct source and alternating source. The direct source is further classified as independent voltage and current source, and dependent voltage and current source. Independent voltage and current sources, as here I show you the examples of these are the independent voltages and current sources, and dependent voltage and current sources are further divided into four types. This is voltage controlled voltage source, voltage controlled current source, voltage controlled voltage source, and current controlled current source. These are four examples, four classifications. This diagram shows the independent voltage sources. This is the journal diagram, DC voltage source, this is battery operated, and this is the generator. This is a symbol for the generator. And this is independent current sources, this is the current source, and this is the generator. So dependent voltage sources are divided into four categories. So we are discussed one by one. The first one is voltage controlled voltage source. This is also called VCVS. This diagram shows we are having this diamond shape of the voltage source, shows that we are having the dependent voltage source. This is a symbol for dependent source. So in this case we are having the voltage at the input, means voltage between A and B, and this voltage is dependent on this voltage between the point C and D, means voltage is directly dependent upon the voltage across C and D terminal. In voltage controlled voltage source, the voltage source is dependent on any element of the circuit. In the figure, the voltage across the source terminal AB is dependent on the voltage terminal across the terminal CD. Means this voltage source VAB is dependent on VCD. So we can write it as VAB is directly proportional to VCD, or we can say that VAB is equals to K VCD. K is the unit place. constant. Then second is voltage controlled current source, means that voltage current source is dependent on the voltage, means that here this is the diamond shape is our current source, and this current is controlled by this voltage source between C and D. In the voltage controlled current source, the current of the source IAB, this current IAB depends on the voltage across the terminal C and D as shown in figure. We can write it as IAB is directly proportional to VCD, and we replace it by constant eta, and this is called conductance, and its unit is mho. The third one is current controlled voltage source, CCVS, means we are having the voltage source at the terminal A and B, and this voltage source is controlled by the current at C and D. So in the current controlled voltage source of the network depends on the current of the network as shown in figure. Here I explained. Here the voltage of source VAB depends on the current of the branch CD. VAB is directly proportional to ICD, or it is replaced by a constant R. R is a constant which is called the resistance, and its unit is ohm. Then current controlled current source, this is fourth classification, CCCS. This diagram shows that at the input side we are having the current source, and this current source is controlled by the current in the branch C and D. In current controlled current source, the current is dependent on the current of the branch, another branch as shown in figure. IAB, this current IAB is directly proportional to current CD. IAB is equals to beta ICD, where beta is a constant and it is unitless. So these are the four classifications. This first one is voltage controlled voltage source, second is voltage controlled current source, third is current controlled voltage source, and fourth one is current controlled current source. So this is all about the energy sources. With this, thank you so much.